This amendment, pretty simply, would address $50 million that is in the budget in the bill for a pilot program providing lawyers for illegal immigrants to important bipartisan programs that provide justice for all Americans. In this bill is a $50 million pilot program that provides taxpayer-funded lawyers to immigrants seeking asylum and, quote, other forms of legal protection. I think there are some significant problems here. The pilot program is not only duplicative and an insult to taxpayers in this regard, but it also jeopardizes the safety and security of Iowa families and American families as a result. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, immigrants seeking asylum claims are granted access to counsel, but at no expense to the American taxpayer, and that's really what the issue is here. The Department of Health and Human Services already has a similar program for children, provides legal representation for immigrant children who are seeking asylum, obviously cannot represent themselves in the process. You can debate the merits of it, but that's not what this is about specifically today. The key difference between these programs is what this is about. This one applies to adult illegal immigrants seeking other forms of legal protection. So when you look at who that would include and who would fall into that category, that is where the concern is. Those without the credible fear claims and those who have criminal backgrounds. So again, this program is taxpayer-funded lawyers for that subset of people. I think this is concerning. What are we doing here when we're doing this? Why is this program operating through the Department of Justice, not Homeland Security? The Homeland Security markup was just a few days ago, and I don't recall, obviously, this coming up in that discussion. I think that's where that provision should be. But again, this bill provides $50 million for the pilot program, for a program that's never been authorized by Congress. And I think that's also a problem. That's also a whopping $35 million more than President Biden requested. It's a horrible way for Congress to be exercising the power of the purse. So we should put that through the authorizing committees, debate that on the House floor. But I think this comes down to bringing Iowa common sense to how Congress should be operating, especially when it comes to this money. But there's a lot of things that we could do with the $50 million, and I have some ideas that I'd like to run through, and that's what this amendment does. There are other programs that we could support that are within this bill, programs with merit that we have as a body supported for years, and that provide security and justice to all Americans. So it redistributes in this amendment $50 million to bipartisan programs under the Department of Justice. $5 million goes to the Debbie Smith DNA Backlog Grant Program to help states seek justice for rape victims by dealing with the rape kit backlog. I'm sure that's an issue that affects many of our states and our districts. $9 million would go to the Human Trafficking Prosecution Unit to hire at least 10 additional attorneys to prosecute human traffickers, sex traffickers, and help those trapped in forced labor. $10 million would go to the Sexual Assault Forensic Exam Grant Program, providing training, assistance, and education to professionals involved in treating victims of sexual assault. $10 million would go to the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program to help law enforcement, crime victims, and tribal communities in seeking justice. And then finally, $16 million would go to the State Criminal Alien Assistance Program, which is designed, as you all know, to reimburse states for the apprehension of illegal immigrants on criminal charges. So again, the most dangerous in our communities, it helps them apprehend and hold them. So these programs are shining examples of what the Department of Justice should be doing. They reflect the priorities of not only Iowans, but of Americans everywhere, again, by using American tax dollars to support justice and protect the vulnerable at the same time. That's what the Department of Justice is for, so I would urge you to support this amendment, my amendment, and prioritize justice for Americans today. Those are my opening remarks, and I yield back.